All right, Shalom, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone of Ruel, and peace and salutations to those elect. Now, I just wanted to do a little video on, this article. It says America's racial wealth gap is enormous and getting worse. It says America's racial wealth gap pushed to the front of the nation's agenda during the racial justice protests of last summer has continued to widen and has indeed worsening during the all right, the pandemic. So the impact on Black lives, Black wealth, and Black businesses has been enormous. According to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, more than 40% of Black businesses shut down between February and April 2020, and 44% of Black workers say they have experienced income loss since March 2020, compared to 27% of white workers. Economists and business experts say it will take years for Black Americans still staggering from the Great Recession of 2008 to recover. And this was just put out the other day. And as you see, America is not our rest, man. This place is not our rest. All right. There is still a racial wealth gap. All right, and it's not just the so-called blacks and the so-called whites, because you're not black. All right, that's just a color. It's very ignorant to call yourself black. That's just a color, man. That was a color that was put on you by the so-called white man, which they're not white either. All right, everybody has a biblical nationality, and majority of you so-called blacks go back to the tribe of Judah. All right, and we are under the curses. That's why we have such a racial wealth gap. All right, even if this virus didn't come, there was still a racial wealth gap, man. And this virus just only helped, to push it more. But it said what the virus did was just peel back the ugly realities of the iniquities that existed in the United States, says Harold Epps. So, hey, majority of us so-called black people are struggling over here in America. We are the poor in this land, and it's for a reason, man. All right, because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father, and that's the reason that we're in this position we're in. But hey, as we know, America's about to go down, man, and this is just more proof why you shouldn't, seek to make this place your rest. Majority of our people are struggling, barely making any money. When you read down in this article, it says that people should be making more than what they make. Full-time workers should be making more. So you're not even getting paid all the way, according to what you should actually make, man. All right. So, hey, the poor are oppressed in America. All right. And that leads me to Ecclesiastes 4. And let me see. 4:1, it says, "My son, defraud not the poor of his living, and make not the needy eyes to wait long. Make not a hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress." And that's something that's constantly happening in America. The poor are constantly, this with this law system and legal system, there are a lot of ins and outs of ways that you can't get your paycheck, of ways that they may take money from your paycheck. I had issues in the past, you know what I mean? They have all these different taxes, so the poor are constantly, like I said, the poor are constantly basically getting robbed of their living. All right. And make not the needy eyes to wait long. It says, make not an hungry soul sorrowful, neither provoke a man in his distress. And I read, this was a while ago, but they were kicking homeless people off of benches, down in D.C. when they were sleeping on benches, and they were, the so-called white cops, the Edomite cops, were kicking the homeless Jake off of the benches. They couldn't even just rest their head, because they didn't have a bed. So as you see, they are constantly provoking a man in his distress up in America. It says, and add not more trouble to an heart, meaning a mind that is vexed, and defer not to give to him that is in need. Reject not the supplication of the afflicted, neither turn away thy face from a poor man. All right, and as we know, America doesn't care about its people, right? It doesn't care about the minorities that are suffering. They were closing down, these small businesses, when this virus first hit, closing down the small businesses, that primarily Jake were running, the little Mexican corner stores where you could get little tortillas and stuff, closing them down, due to risk of spreading it. But yet they were still keeping open places like Walmart and Target, these big major stores that house a lot of people. Goes to show you that they are, they're rejecting the supplication of the afflicted. They don't care about you, man. It says, turn not away thine eye from the needy, and give him none occasion to curse thee. For if he curse thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. Hey, man, and we do, we do put up curses on you Edomites, all right, on America, all right, on these heathens, because we have plenty of occasion, we have plenty of reason to curse thee, man. Like I said, if he cursed thee in the bitterness of his soul, and I believe America in itself means bitter, So Jake here in America, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, got plenty of reason to curse this place. All right, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. So that's how we know that we're almost out of here, because the Lord hears our prayers, especially of his men. Oh, wait, that'll lead me to another precept. All right. Yeah, Ezekiel 9:4, and the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Going back to, Sirach, like I said, for if he cursed thee in the bitterness of his soul, his prayer shall be heard of him that made him. All right, and the Lord's men are the ones that are what? Sighing and crying, man. AKA bitter in this place. All right, sighing and crying for the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So the Lord is hearing our prayers, man, because we're constantly out on the highways sighing and crying and, asking the Lord to, destroy America soon, man. So that's how we know that we're almost out of here, man. There was brothers just sent a video of angels in the chat. But I wanted to get, what the curse means, because it doesn't mean, curse words, what a lot of people in society think. All right, it says, what is a biblical curse? It says, whereas a blessing is a pronouncement of good fortune because one is initiated into God's plans, a curse is a pronouncement of ill fortune because one has opposed God's plans. And you Edomites are constantly opposing. So like about that, you Edomites are constantly opposing the Lord's plan, and you different heathen nations, and you 2/3 of Jake. So, hey, our curses that we put up on you, all right, are being heard of the Lord, man. All right, our curses are being heard. Let me see if that was it in Sirach. Yeah, that was it. Now I have one last precept. Isaiah, I believe it's 54. Let me see. Isaiah 54:17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. So hey, that's the power that we have, as true believers, true worshipers of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. No weapon is gonna prosper against us, meaning get the better of us, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment, thou shalt condemn. So you still have people that are going to try to, judge us, people that are going to try to, mock the men of the Lord. Hey, but we have the power to condemn them, man. Our words, what we say against them, when we put these curses on them, it's actually going to take effect, Hey, but that was it, just a quick little joint, to the hit. Like I said, I was just reading that article, and Lord's willing, this was edifying, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash.